Hi everyone, we're on the Eyes of Apollo. We're on Titan mode difficulty. We're almost getting through with this game. I apologize that the last video was a rant video, but I couldn't help it. Anyway, so we have a really tough battle down here, and I would venture, you know what, this battle down here, it took me more attempts than did the Trial of Archimedes. I did the Trial of Archimedes earlier without the patch, even though it came out this morning, and this part right here, it took about an hour. Seriously, I remember one session was about, look at that! Got all those parries. Sometimes like one hit will take those guys into this state here. We got these wraiths here. These guys are like shades because they're not the real wraiths. The wraith, like the chief, he'll come out in a moment in the second wave, but I can understand why people are upset about the trial. It's, you know, for a lot of people it probably is tough, but I did it on my third try, honestly, and then I installed the patch. So this is all pre-patch actually, but enough of that. I don't want to get it fired up again. Anyway, grab the club and see the guy in the middle. That's the guy you want to focus on, but it doesn't really matter. This is a hard fight because they're sirens. I think whenever those enemies are involved, it's tough because they take a lot. They have a lot of HP. It's crazy how much HP they have. And they have, and their attacks. I think their attacks take away more than any other enemy in this game. And there's 4 of them in that trial. But okay, yeah, this part here. Don't waste too much of your magic, because there is a box of magic before the Trial of Archimedes. But since you only get about 52 or 53% of your magic back in this game, I know it's more than 50%. It's like barely over 50%. Per box, so there's plenty of health there, but don't use too much magic, even though you might see me doing it, because I know I had to redo this because I didn't get to the I got to the trial with not enough magic, so I wanted at least 4, you know, the full amount, so I could do a regular battle. So here's the satyr captain coming out. There's a couple of these guys, and I think you have to just kind of, I don't think you can get out of that. When he whips you and grabs you, they do let you block though, so that's nice. So I freeze the satyr. Did not want to do that move. Nobody wants to do that move ever. Let me disable that move if I want to. Todd Pappy, do a patch for me, bitch. Nah, I like Todd Pappy. He's cool. You know, it's just the other guys that are just being assholes. Those guys I don't like. So I'm not going to continue the rant because we have this is a pretty battle-heavy section. So you need to, you know what you're doing here. It's a good test. I think that my victory in the Trial of Archimedes earlier this evening was a direct result of laboring over this fight here. To tell you the truth, it really let me practice a lot here. So he whipped me, parried him. Now I'm going to just kind of fling him around. You could launch those guys perfectly fine. You can also launch the wraiths, and you can also launch yourself and them up into the air. So pick what you want to do. I think I demonstrated in this fight quite a lot. Yeah, so at least they let you block that. You see that? At least they let you block that. Okay, so I think the wraiths are gonna the sirens are gonna come pretty soon. But just get very comfortable with using the L2 plus square move to freeze enemies, and also like follow that up with the clone, or vice versa, whatever you really have on hand to use, since they have to regenerate. I like this. I like how the goat he's like, hey, don't kill me, and then he kills him. That's a cool animation. It really is. Those guys can damage you pretty severely too, but there's nothing they do that you can't block. Seriously. And the clone is just so overpowered. I took out one of those centaurs, and it was like the snap of a fucking finger in the Trial of Archimedes. So easy. And then you deal with a siren like this, you would suspect that they have less HP, but they have more HP. It's so crazy how much HP these sirens have. It's not even fair. You would probably have to do 4 uses of the magic just to get that red halo over them. That's why you need to use the clone. So yeah, so much wasted magic. I hate to have to rely on magic, but it's probably the best thing to do on those fucking sirens. Nice to be able to stomp them too. Yeah, hate that. They need to lower the, the patch should have been that they lowered the aggression rate of the sirens, or made the HP hits, lowered their HP a little bit, just to make it a little bit more balanced. You don't need to give the player a bunch of health chests, because I just did it. I had, when I won the battle, I was, quote unquote beeping, and I was in need of items. But I could do the whole battle without needing chests during the breaks. So I don't know. If you can't do it, don't worry. It's not really about you. It's just the people that are blowing it all out of proportion and making it harder than it is, just because they're not good. And not everybody can do everything in games. That's the truth. I can't play, I don't even want to play like Dark Souls or any games like that. I don't know. They just don't appeal to me. But those are all quality. Those are quality entries. But I don't know. I'm just kind of pissed off because of this whole situation with the Trial of Archimedes. Anyway, so we did that battle, and it's very good practice. Very, very good practice. If you can do that battle, trying to not use any magic too. That'll also, the less you use magic, the less you're relying on magic, the better player you'll be, because you'll have to actually engage with enemies and fight them. Develop strategies, because anybody could drop magic, but that doesn't mean dropping magic is not a valid strategy, because it is. The game gives you magic, you should use it to its full potential, but don't depend on it, because you'll just suffer as a player. You're not going to get better. Yeah, and like in God of War 3, I really wouldn't use magic too much, not at all. Save for some fight. I mean, like the hardest fights, all the notorious battles, you would need magic, but anyway, here I was just glancing at some upgrades. You need to place the clone on the conveyor belt. You're not going to be able to see him just because of the way the camera was positioned here, but I just let the clone go and then just jump off. There's no fall damage in God of War. If you think there is, you don't know what you're doing. Sorry to... I'll try to stop being pissed. But anyway, the clone's going to drop down. He's going to drop onto the amethyst crystal, the cylinder right there, and then that's going to be your cue to I don't know, just keep pressing the button here. There we go. That's the whole level. I think that's all you need to do, except for climbing the ladder. Yeah, that's the entirety of the level. Although that could take you quite a while if you don't know what to do. But so the eyes are lighting the lantern up, and the next level is the lantern of Delos. Okay, so we're gonna go up the ladder here, and I forgot that. I forgot that I put another section here because there's a half a boss battle up ahead. And for those of you guys who are listening to my rant video in the previous video, I apologize. I didn't mean to offend anybody saying that if you can't beat the Trial of Archimedes, you suck. That wasn't what I was saying at all. I was just saying that if you can't beat it and you're on there just complaining like a baby, that's the kind of person that is just being a spoiled brat. But anyway, we'll be getting to the Trial of Archimedes, and we have, when I said a half a battle, is because we're gonna try to fling on or grapple onto another manticore, and we're gonna sever one of his wings. So, I was trying to skip the cinematic right there. And you can, if it's a cinematic, you can skip it. So we've already fought one of these guys. I think it was called the Temple of Delphi, or the Tower. I think it might have been the Tower of Delphi. But so this is pretty much, just think of this battle as the second part of that battle when we did it before, and just half the job is done for you here. But this guy is kind of an asshole here. You can block all of his attacks except for his flame breath. He likes to hit you with his tail and then stun you. But even if you get stunned, there's enough time for you to roll away, because he loves to follow up. And I don't know if it happens every time, but it seemed like it was happening every time to me. he would hit me with the tail. I would get stunned. Let's see what happens here. It'll happen. I rolled away. He'll do it up there. He always does it. But yeah, freezing him is a really good thing to do since we didn't have it before. So he hit me right there. Also, don't use magic here. Don't even use your magic too much because there's 2 more chests before the Trial of Archimedes. So I'm just waiting for him to do that move. That one didn't connect, but normally it'll stun you and then you just evade. And he's gonna summon his lackeys here, his brethren. There's a good illustration of what I was talking about. See, he stunned me, and it looks like you're getting hit. It really does. It looks like you're getting hit, but it doesn't hit you. So right there, I had to actually redo. No, I didn't redo this section, but I restarted at some point. I think it was on, because this is going to be chapter 26. Chapter 27 is a very, very brief chapter. But I just wanted to make sure that I had 30 videos in my guide to represent all 30 of the level of the chapters in this game, so no one would be confused. Yeah, so the chapter 27 it'll start after this. So just take out the lackeys, and then just focus on him before he summons more, and just engage in the mini game. It's not that tough. You get a checkpoint right over here, so just freeze him here. The clone is really not going to help you too much, so don't even bother using that. And then just participate in the Manticore minigame here, and then you have 1, and then there will be chapter 27. So there's a couple chests to get as far as magic, so it is important that you have all those things. But if you've applied the patch, you don't even need anything. It's so easy. But that's sad. That's really sad.